People who realize they were the villain in someone else's story. What's your side of story? I didn't realize I was the villain until about 3 years ago, at a gas station, of all places. There was this kid named Mason I went to high school with. Quiet, awkward, lanky as hell. Always had some kind of band shirt on, even when it was 90 degrees. We weren't enemies or anything, but if someone made a joke about him, I usually laughed. If someone knocked his books out of his hands, I didn't stop it. Once or twice, I might have joined in. I wasn't the ringleader. I wasn't the bully pulling strings behind the scenes. I was just part of the background noise. The guy who nudged things along. The guy who made it easier for worse people to get away with worse things. There was this one day in junior year when it snowballed. Mason had drawn this detailed sketch of some video game characters on his binder. Like, actually good. I sat behind him in English and saw it when he pulled it out. I said, "Yo, what is that? Fanfiction armor or something?" Not loud, not cruel, but enough to get a laugh from the two guys around me. He didn't say anything, just tucked it inside his bag. Later, at lunch, someone, I won't name names, grabbed his sketchbook and started passing it around the table. There were pages and pages of art, some comic strips, even a few pages of poetry taped inside. One guy started reading it in this fake nerd voice. Someone else took photos of the pages. I laughed. I didn't stop it. I didn't tell anyone to give it back. Mason stood there, tray in hand, looking like he wanted to crawl inside it. I think he just left the cafeteria. We gave the sketchbook back eventually, but the damage was done. He switched schools after that semester. I didn't think about him much. Life moved on. I graduated, went to community college, dropped out, started working warehouse jobs. Mason was just another name from the yearbook. Then I saw him again. 3 years ago, I was driving back from a delivery shift, pulled into a gas station just off I-90. It was cold, one of those spring days where the wind still bites. I went inside to grab a Red Bull and a pack of gum. That's when I saw him behind the counter. He looked different, taller, hair buzzed short, bulked up, but the eyes were the same. He recognized me too. I could see it hit him, like he'd swallowed something wrong. I tried to play it cool, said, "Hey man, Mason, right? From Lincoln High?" He looked me dead in the eye and said, "Yeah, I remember you." It wasn't friendly, it wasn't neutral. It was a cold statement of fact. He rang me up without another word. I tried to joke, asked if he still did any drawing. His mouth twitched. He didn't answer, just handed me the receipt and turned to the next customer. I stood there a second too long before walking out. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying that cafeteria moment, the way his hands had been shaking, the way we'd laughed, the way I hadn't done anything to stop it. I always thought of myself as one of the okay guys in school. Not a monster, not a bully, just a normal kid. But in his story, I wasn't okay. I was part of why he left, part of why he probably didn't trust anyone in that school ever again. I looked him up later, found his Instagram. It was mostly art, amazing stuff, digital paintings, commissions, comic panels. He had over 20,000 followers. A small business too, freelance work. I followed quietly but never messaged. What would I even say? Sorry I stood by while you got humiliated. Sorry I helped normalize treating you like a joke. He doesn't follow me back. I doubt he will. I wouldn't, in his shoes. I've spent the last few years trying to notice things more. Trying to be the guy who says something, who pulls others aside, who doesn't laugh just because it's easier. I have a kid now, and I think about Mason a lot when I look at him. What if it had been him? What if he had been the one at that lunch table? I know it's not enough. I know I can't undo what I was, but I remember now. I carry it, and maybe that counts for something. But to Mason, I was a villain. And the worst part, I didn't even know it.